IVM.
I get positively excited about paying my credit card bills nowadays. And it's all because of Cred. Cred offers the best products and experiences to those who do good. And you can do good by just paying your bills on time. Plus, Cred reminds you when your due date is approaching and also checks your bills for hidden charges. It's so amazing. So don't miss out. Just download Cred today. Hey everyone, welcome to the Positively Unlimited podcast. This series is the A to Z of work-life balance. And I have been talking about different mindsets, tools, ways of thinking and feeling that affect our work, that affect the choices that we make in our career. And also those mindsets, behaviors, thinking and feeling patterns that affect our personal life. Yes, a lot of times what we do at work or how we treat work affects our personal life, how we treat our relationships, what we are able to do in our relationships and what we are not able to, what we are willing to do and what we are not willing to. Well, I hope you've been listening to all the previous episodes. This particular series started from episode 177. Well, today's letter that we are on is M, and the word, or rather the phrase that I have chosen, might touch many hearts. This episode is called Major Missing. Yes, it's that very popular hashtag that we put on Instagram. But the reason why I chose it is because 2020 and 2021 changed the way we work. The idea of work from home used to be a luxury that some companies offered employees of a certain level, or it was something that they gave employees as a value add or a way of showing that they do things for their employees, a way of giving a sense of comfort to their employees. It was never the norm. But 2020 and 2021 and this pandemic have made WFH the norm. I don't know how many of us will be going back to office. There are also many of us who don't want to go back to office. We are more than happy working from home. But then there are a lot of us who would love to go back to work, who are missing the connection, and who need to get out of the house regularly every day for fixed hours for their own sanity. Sometimes their family also needs them to get out for their sanity. I don't know which boat you are sailing in, but I'm going to list out a bunch of things that I know my clients have said that they miss about going to work. And I want you to think about what you are missing about the old way of working. I call it the old way because it was pre-2020. We seem to have before Corona and after Corona kind of scene happening. And I know that a lot of people really miss just stepping into office, into a different place, a place away from family and home, a place where they get dressed every morning and bring out a part of their personality. So yes, one of the things that a lot of people are missing is waking up in the morning and getting dressed. The second thing that a lot of people are missing is the office, the building, the setup, going in there and the atmosphere. Some people are missing their desk. You know, that's the beautiful part about offices, right? Our desks at some point become an extension of our personality. So while listening to this, if you could think about what all you had pinned on your softboard or what had you kept on your desk that was very you, think about it and smile for a moment. I know that when we used to work at Burp.com, my team and me had a drawer called the food drawer. And yes, we had a lot of food stocked in there. So much so that when we had team members doing a night shift, we'd often find post-its the next day morning saying, "Thank you for dinner." I've been working from home for about 7 years now, and I have a lot of good memories of working with a team, going into the office, like I said, bringing out a certain part of my personality and living a piece of my potential. So, going back to the list of major missing, what have I counted so far? Getting dressed, the atmosphere of your office, your desk. Another one on my list would be my team members. Would they be on your list too? Do you miss some people from your office? Some who you can now call friends? To everybody who hides behind the words colleagues and peers, work friends is a legit bucket to have in your life. Yes, work friends. In one of the previous episodes, I spoke about how work friends ensure that we stick around longer in a job and we perform better in a job and we grow more in that particular company. So, yes, do you miss some people in your office? Do you miss team meetings? I can't say that I missed all my team meetings, but I definitely miss my breaks with my team. Having coffee together twice a day, sometimes thrice, we were naughty like that. Having lunch together every single day, no matter what. And many times also having breakfast together. Yes, we would come into office, grab our cups of coffee, and first eat together before we all sat to get on with the day. You know what this did? This made it fun for us to reach work on time and a lot of times also reach earlier. So, yeah, I do have a lot of memories of working in an office. And today I want you guys to think about all the memories you guys have about working in an office. I know that a lot of us are sighing with relief because there's no more commuting, but don't let that 1.5 hours of commute dampen the spirit that being in an office and connecting with people one on one brought out. A lot of people I also know are struggling with working on their own. They worked better with people around them, with connections, with being able to reach out to each other. Well, I hope that you can do that by just being on video call with each other through the day. I know that it's hard to do every day or all day, but sometimes during the day when you are missing connection or if someone from your office is missing connection, be a good work friend and get on a video call and stay on a video call while you do your own thing and they do their own thing. It will give you a sense of sitting next to each other. It's a cheap trick, but one that might work given our current conditions. I don't know when we are going to head back into the office. I don't know what the rules will be at that time, but I will tell you this. Today, as you sit down to write a gratitude piece, write down all the things that you experienced in office that you are thankful for. Think about experiences, think about moments, but most of all, think about daily routine. What was in your daily routine in your office that you can be thankful for? Now when I think about it, we also did another very silly thing, but a very efficient thing. Anybody who picked up a bottle of water to drink water would call out to the whole team saying, water break or drink water. This way, we made sure that we stayed hydrated and the rest of the team stayed hydrated as well. And it was also a silly and fun thing to do. So, as I record this episode, I'm just flooded with memories. I wonder what you guys are feeling right now. So, I have a question for all of y'all. And you've got to DM me on Instagram to tell me the answer to this one. Do you want to go back to office or do you want to work from home for the rest of your career? Which one do you prefer? Or then, are there some of you out there who would like the middle path, which means go into office 3 days a week and work from home 3 days a week? Which one do you want? Another thing that I will tell you to do, send a message to your team or to your work friends telling them how much you enjoyed working with them. And if you would like to go a step further, maybe on the weekend, have a virtual drinks night with some of your work friends, even if it's just one or two. And don't worry about if somebody is a boss and somebody is your junior. These are work friends, and you know that that hierarchy in that moment of friendship does not count or matter. So pick up the phone, send out some messages, organize, schedule a date, a virtual date with some of your work friends, and relive some of those moments. Just because we are working from home and just because things are in a virtual space does not mean that you need to be emotionally detached. You can still feel connected. I hope that this episode makes you think about your office, about your colleagues, your work friends, your bosses, the atmosphere, maybe even the HR department when they did at least organize what a lot of us consider silly activities. But they did do that. They made that effort to keep everybody together and everybody going and motivated. This might be a week to send out some messages saying thank you and make a lot of people smile. Don't be so serious at work. Spread some smiles and you will smile that much more. On that note, I'm going to head out from here. Not without reminding you, though, all previous episodes are available on the IVM Podcast app and IVM Podcast website. You can connect with us on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle is IVM Podcast. And you can connect with me on Instagram. My handle is Positivity Angel. I will be waiting for those messages telling me whether you prefer WFH or do you want to get back into the office the moment government allows us.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I would like to thank the sponsors of the network this week, Cred, Ciet, and PayPal. Thank you so much. You make everything possible. Before I recommend a couple of episodes, I just wanted to quickly talk a little bit about Ankush Champanerkar. Ankush was a team member who we lost due to COVID-related complications. He was a really fun guy, and I wish I knew him better than I got to know him in the short time he was with us. But I hope that you can remember him in your thoughts and prayers. Also, quick reminder about Pod for Change, the initiative set up by the podcasting community, along with Give India, the NGO partner. You can go to tinyurl.com/podforchangeindia, and I'm sure that it would be much appreciated any donations that you could give. With that, let me quickly give you a couple of highlights from this week. Aditi Mittal was on Cyrus Says. Great episode, do check that out. On the Habit Coach, Ashton talks about using the word impossible and suggests some better alternatives. On Advertising is Dead, Varun was joined by Harsh Lal, the co-founder of the Soul Store. On This Round is on me, Gauri talks to Pankit Desai, who is the co-founder and CEO of Secure Tech. And finally, I'd like to mention that we have a new show called Tere Mere Raste, hosted by Keshav Chakravarthy. This time it's a trip to the beautiful blue city of Jodhpur, but every week he's going to tell you about his travels as a photographer. It's really well put together, really well done. I couldn't be more excited about the show. Please do definitely check that out. And with that, I hope we see you again next week.
पेश खिदमत है आपकी शान में हमारे अंजुमन से. Hi, I am Sadaf.
And I'm Arshit. खाने का इतिहास, economics, policy, psychology, सब है मेन्यू पे.
Only on the Naan Curry podcast every Wednesday, सिर्फ IVM Podcast App या वेबसाइट पर या फिर जहां से भी आप अपने पॉडकास्ट सुनते हो.